What's up, YouTube? We got our porch bottom down. Now we need to get this roof on here. Like I said, it's gotta extend past this a little ways because I want it to be like more right here. But first thing we got to do is get these all cut to the same size. Now I've already measured this one. I've already measured them all, but this one is the shortest. But we want it to be below 8 feet so we can put that mesh on there. So it's about a 1/16 short, maybe a little bit more, or I mean an 1/8 inch short. So this is the middle one. If you remember, we're going to do the same thing, just a 1/8 below 91 inches. We'll mark that one too. But while we got our mark, we'll take this square and we'll mark where we can just saw it off there. Get ready to get dusty. Now we want to go this way. And we'll do one more on this other side, and that should pop off. There we go. So now that these three are the same height, I need to make a header. But like I said, we know it's going to extend past the porch here, right there. We want it to come out probably a foot past there. So to not have all these boards on the same seam, we're going to stagger them. All right, so I just set this up here. I want to kind of see where things fall. This one is out of plumb. It's gonna have to come in. We'll take a sledgehammer and hit it down there, maybe loosen them screws to get it in line. And I expect to cut some of this off right here also. So that's no big deal. I just want to make sure that it's sticking past this far enough. Let me get these two parts screwed down, and then we'll get another piece on down there, and we'll measure this to make sure our 10 lands on the ends there. So we want to measure these, see how long they are. They're 26 inches wide. So we got to do the math on that. But they also overlay an inch on each side, and then in that V groove, or you can double seam groove it, and that should make it 24. I'm gonna put this one, extend this one past this way. As you can see, I just put 4 screws in there. This is just butted up because this one has to come in, remember? But I'm just gonna set a 2x4 on top of there and try to have it come out to this other end. Then when we tie this one into this one, it'll be good and snug. Now I've got this long piece right here. Let me just stick it up there and see what it's gonna look like. Golly, it's almost like I planned it. So there's our header right there. We're gonna get that all fastened, and I'll get that pushed in, and I'll show you what we got. Don't worry about these little ends coming off here. That's no big deal whatsoever. But we gotta screw the heck out of this thing. So I'll do that and I'll get back with you. All right, that piece right there, the header's done. I borrowed a little bit off this end right here. We're gonna use this up here. We at least want to come to here, which is actually way out here, so that'll be plenty of space. See if I can get you. We're gonna use these big heavy spacks to hold it. So we want this piece to be level, and we want it to come out at least to there. But we have this bolt right here behind the way. There's one here. There's one about there. I'm gonna just smack this to get where the bolt is in here, where we can, right there. We'll just hollow out a hole for it. Take this bit right here and make that hole right there. That'll work. Hopefully it's in the right spot. Let's get some of these started. At least one where we're not up there fumbling. Oh yeah, that's more comfortable. Alright, hopefully that little notch fits in there. Oh yeah, that's good. Alright, let's get this piece level. Screw her in there. Alright, nice and level. So speaking of rafters, let's get them cut. Always do one pattern and use it for the whole thing, because it all should be the same distance with very little change. So we're gonna get a rafter on this flat part first, and I'll show you how to do that. So I got my 2x4 on that beam over there. I want these to be all the way up here, so I'm gonna use this, and this will be my straight edge. And there you can see how much has to come off to make these things butt up against there. And once we transfer that over, we'll do our bird's mouth over there. I'll show you that. All right, there's our line right there that'll make these right. So we're going to transfer this to this corner, because them pieces of tin are also 12 foot long. So we'll just slide that back a little bit. I'll tell you what, we're going to put a little bit extra because the bird's mouth. We'll drop it too. Well, that looks pretty straight, but we'll cut that off, and always write pattern on here. Once you get this one cut, basically just cut them all the same and throw them up there. All right. Now we're gonna need a screw in here to hold this while we put it up there. All right, I just want something to rest this on. Get us a screw in here. All right, I'll make sure this is plumb again. Yep, that looks good. I know this is level right there. So let's figure out our bird's mouth. I'm gonna put you right here. Get your pencil and we'll figure out this bird mouth. You need a straight edge too. We want this to kind of be in line as much as you get. So maybe just a hair more over. All right, so bird's mouth. Easy peasy. Straight line, lay it on top of there. Straight line on there. Now it don't have to be this big, that's just how thick this was to get that on there. We're probably gonna do, we may do something about that size, maybe not quite that deep, but that's it, pretty much. Get you some peas on there too for pattern. You don't want to lose that one. You know, we cut out several of these, tie them in with that one before, and this is really done. Like, well, we got to put the metal on it, but that's no problem. We'll just drill the ridges and put them rubber washer screws down through there. But see how easy this is if you don't overcomplicate it. Don't try to make it too darn difficult. And also on this one that goes out on this part, remember we got to take an inch and a half off of the length because of that 2x4 right there. May have to do 2 if we do 16 on center. I think it's gonna run over about right there, but we'll figure it out. So I'm gonna get this down. I'm gonna start cutting some of these. There's our bird's mouth. I'm just gonna clean it up with this tool. Get her all the way straight in there. And then this way. You get the point. Let me get this clean. So there's our bird's mouth. I'll tell you what we can do too to make it look nice is on these ends, catch this thing we'll make this angle down here too where it'll look nice and like we meant to do it. So let's draw that in the pattern too. See what I'm saying? Bird's mouth, and always come back up towards the top. That's gonna make us look like it's flat when you put it over there. But I'm gonna cut some of these and we'll start putting some of these up. That'll go quick. We'll tell you one more thing. Dry fit your pattern one last time to make sure everything is what you had in mind for joining up. I'm just gonna go through here and mark my first 16s on center, so I kind of know where they're at to get started. Then we'll use a square and square them up on both ends to make sure they're right. This end down here goes past this one, so I'll start with this. This will be our first on center, so we got to come over 3/4 of an inch. Be about right there. All right, then another 3/4, about right there. All right, that first one's up right there. I just want to take this square and try to get it as close as I can to square. So I just want to show you that. All right, there's 3 of them. On this last one, I just put a tie to not let it move, and then just been measuring to have make sure I got my spacing right in here. But we'll get it all squared out. I'll get my big square before we put any slats down, make it all good. But I just wanted to show you how getting this up is. And I'll tell you, I pull it in tight up there with screws, and then I set my bird's mouth piece on this, and when I have that tied up in there, then I'll come over here and I'll just jerk this way, and that thing will fall in there. Just a little tip. Well, that's how much I got done today. We'll put a hog trough here. I ran out of 2x4s. I got my pattern still, but I'm still about a bunch short. So, but we'll move on that way when we get some. It's starting to rain, so I'm gonna put something over here over the door for a little bit. Have us a tiny little porch for now until I can get that metal up. Leave me a comment if you got any questions, or hope this video helped you.
Leave a comment and hit that big like and subscribe button.